In Creed 3, the arrival of Adonis Creed's long-lost friend Damien, from nearly 2 decades behind bars, sets the stage for a gripping story of revenge, forgiveness, and personal growth. As Adonis navigates the unexpected turmoil sparked by Damien's thirst for revenge, the story delves into the depths of his character, unearthing hidden traumas and challenging him to confront his past. Damien's character offers valuable psychology lessons as he meticulously crafts a revenge scheme, infiltrates Adonis' inner circle, and torments him to provoke a reaction. However, amidst the explosive showdowns and intense training montages, the story ultimately explores the transformative impact it can have on two individuals, striving to reconcile their shared history. So stay tuned to find out. Throughout the film, glimpses of the pivotal night that severed Adonis and Damien's brotherly bond are revealed. While Adonis eventually becomes the esteemed boxer we know, his journey did not start on that path. In reality, Damien was the promising boxing talent already earning significant accolades and delivering brutal knockouts. Adonis played a supportive role, serving as Damien's manager or assistant. However, everything changed one fateful night. In a flashback, Adonis and Damien encountered their abusive former guardian, Leon, at their old group home. Adonis' anger boils over, leading him to unleash his fury upon Leon. Before Leon's cohorts retaliate, Damien steps in, brandishing a gun to protect his friend. Unfortunately, the police arrive shortly after, resulting in Damien's arrest, while Adonis flees the scene. Adonis' inability to stand by Damien continues to haunt both men decades later. Upon his release from prison, Damien possesses little, but he has meticulously crafted a revenge scheme during his time inside. His swift intellect distinguishes him from previous adversaries faced by Adonis and even Rocky. Damien wastes no time infiltrating Adonis' inner circle and training at the gym, where he closely observes Adonis' protege, Felix, to learn his techniques. When the moment is ripe, Damien convinces Adonis to allow the newly freed boxer to challenge Felix. Taking it further, Damien employs one of his former prison associates to confront Victor Drago, Adonis' rival-turned-friend, and subject him to a severe beating. The conflict escalates to the point where Drago sustains a broken hand, rendering him unable to participate in the upcoming bout against Felix. Adonis is determined to make the fight with Felix happen, and sees an opportunity to give Damien a chance in the ring. Despite coming close to disqualification due to some questionable hits, Damien manages to knock out Felix, claiming the title for himself. With newfound power and influence, Damien begins openly tormenting and provoking Adonis, aiming to tarnish his reputation and provoke a reaction. What initially seemed like friendship between Damien and Adonis quickly transforms into an inescapable rivalry. Hidden correspondence surfaces not long after Damien's victory over Felix. Adonis' mother, Mary Ann, invites him to her house to unveil a devastating secret. Adonis discovers a collection of letters from Damien scattered across the kitchen table. It turns out that Damien had been sending letters to Adonis while in prison, but Mary Ann chose to withhold them, believing Damien to be a negative influence. Adonis is furious and distances himself emotionally from his mother. Had Adonis known about Damien's correspondence, he might have reached out, potentially averting the war they find themselves in. Adonis realizes that he had been deliberately trying to forget about Damien's existence all along. In earlier parts of the film, it is revealed that Mary Ann recently suffered a stroke, causing concerns for Adonis and Bianca. As the movie progresses, Mary Ann's health deteriorates, leading to a poignant final conversation between her and Adonis. Despite Adonis standing right in front of her, Mary Ann perceives him as Apollo Creed, Adonis' deceased father. This tender moment evokes deep emotions for both Adonis and longtime Rocky fans, as the mention of Apollo's name can bring tears to the eye. Mary Ann's misconception allows her to express her genuine love for Adonis. It is a bittersweet scene, highlighting the profound bond between mother and son. As the feud intensifies between Damien and Adonis, the people in Adonis' life become concerned about the lingering pain he carries. Bianca consistently attempts to encourage Adonis to open up, but he rebuffs her efforts. Their disagreement escalates into a heated argument, even unfolding in front of their daughter, Amara. However, following Mary Ann's sudden demise, Adonis finds himself in a vulnerable state, and finally confides in Bianca about his past. During an emotional conversation, Adonis confides in Bianca about the abuse inflicted by Leon and the incident that resulted in Damien's arrest. He shares the burden of guilt he carries for leaving Damien behind and failing to reach out to him. Adonis realizes that he may have chosen to forget about Damien as a coping mechanism to facilitate his own healing. Confronting his past with Damien and finding self-forgiveness becomes a pivotal part of Adonis' personal journey, showcasing his vulnerability in the Creed franchise. With Damien continuously tarnishing his name in the media, Adonis faces a difficult decision. Should he enter the ring with Damien and put an end to their conflict? Adonis confides in Bianca, expressing that he sees no alternative, and she encourages him, saying, "Do what you have to do." Preparing to face Damien, Adonis opts for an unconventional approach to announce his intentions. Instead, he decides to utilize the media to draw Damien out, mirroring Damien's tactics. Adonis appears on ESPN's First Take and proves Damien to call in, declaring, "When I stepped away from boxing, there were loose ends." Adonis becomes a strategic mastermind, enticing Damien into his trap. Once Damien is on the air, he launches into a relentless verbal assault on Adonis, who channels this provocation to ignite his own determination. In that moment, Adonis challenges Damien to a fight before swiftly leaving the show. Adonis' bold challenge sets the stage for a brutal showdown between two rivals. As Damien and Adonis prepare to clash on the grandest stage, a familiar element enters the picture: an extensive training montage, a staple of the Creed movies. As expected, the montage showcases Adonis and Damien pushing themselves to the limits during intense training sessions, leading up to their final battle. Damien obliterates his sparring partners in the ring and endures grueling workouts on the beach. Adonis, on the other hand, finds solace in a secluded mountain facility, engaging in sparring sessions with the now-recovered Drago, reigniting the fire within him. However, this training montage transcends its surface appearance of sweat-drenched exertion. Throughout the film, Adonis and Damien have been depicted in contrasting circumstances. Adonis lives a life of opulence, while Damien retains a rugged and gritty existence. This contrast reflects the divergent path their lives and perspectives have taken since their separation. However, in this sequence, their roles are reversed. Damien trains in a lavish gym, exuding an air of glamour unseen in previous moments. It becomes evident that he is poised to claim the success he believes he deserves. On the other hand, Adonis returns to his humble origins, training in a modest facility that reconnects him with his roots. Adonis is acutely aware that he must reclaim his former fighting spirit. The sequence that follows is an exhilarating display of raw energy, but it also signifies the growth and development of both Damien and Adonis. At long last, the time arrives for Damien and Adonis to face off in the ring, and the tension is palpable, surpassing any of Adonis' previous fights. The animosity between these two rivals has reached its boiling point, evident from the opening moments where they unleash relentless punches. The tone is set with brutal shots, and soon blood begins to flow. In a pivotal moment during the battle, the stadium fades away, leaving only Adonis and Damien in the ring, locked in an intense struggle. Visually striking and immersive, the sequence captivates the audience, leaving them pondering the passage of time. When the crowd reappears, the fighters have reached the 12th round. The climactic boxing match stands as one of the franchise's most memorable moments, showcasing Jordan's directorial prowess and building towards an unforgettable climax. During their explosive showdown, Damien and Adonis unleash their full force, pushing each other to the brink. There are moments where they come close to breaking one another. At one juncture, Damien lands a devastating blow to Adonis' gut, bringing him to his knees. On the verge of defeat, inspired by anime, Michael B. Jordan incorporates elements from shows like Dragon Ball Z, drawing inspiration from Goku's powerful strike against Frieza. Damien proves to be a formidable adversary, leaving Adonis with a battered and swollen face. Yet, despite the punishment, Adonis refuses to be vanquished. Seizing an opportunity, he counters, propelling Damien towards the ropes. With precise timing, Adonis delivers a decisive blow to Damien's face, causing him to collapse on the canvas. Knocked out, Adonis emerges triumphant, conquering both Damien and his haunting past. He cements his status as one of the greatest fighters of all time, upholding the Creed legacy with unwavering prestige. While Adonis secures victory in the ring and maintains his reputation as an elite fighter, there remains unfinished business to resolve: this personal feud. Following the fight, Adonis seeks out Damien, intending to engage in a face-to-face conversation, seeking to make amends. Their anger and rage expended within the confines of the ring. Adonis and Damien find themselves able to engage in a candid conversation about their lingering emotions. Damien, having been humbled before the watching eyes of everyone, no longer resorts to trash talking. In a powerful moment, Adonis and Damien extend forgiveness to one another and themselves for the events of the night that led to Damien's arrest. The exceptional performances of both actors intensify the emotion, evoking tears as Damien is moved by Adonis's act of absolution. These two individuals can now move forward, leaving the past firmly behind them. Following his heartfelt exchange with Damien, Adonis returns to the ring where Bianca and their daughter, Amara, await him. Throughout the film, Amara has displayed a keen interest in following in her father's footsteps as a fighter. She avidly watches his past fights, and Adonis even imparts some of his knowledge and techniques to her. Witnessing Amara shadowboxing in the ring fills Adonis with an overwhelming sense of pride, as he witnesses another chapter of his life unfold before his eyes. Engaging in a playful bout with his daughter, Adonis allows her to emerge victorious in an endearing manner. Contentment radiates from him as he departs the ring, yet the question lingers in his mind. Could this be his final fight? Whether it involves Adonis returning to the ring to face a new adversary, or witnessing Amara forge her own path within the Creed legacy, fighting will remain an integral part of Adonis's identity. Bearing this in mind, observing him leave the ring, having confronted family turmoil and personal demons, brings a sense of fulfillment like never before.